Alright, Vision 3 of Size Eyes, the life of a long-term multitasker. What is today? Today is August 11th. Driving back from work, as per the usual. Oof, probably a lot of background noise right now because I'm on a ramp. But nonetheless, I think I'll be looking at, what did I say? Habits. Interesting. Alright, habits. I wrote down all these podcast topics, but I don't know how deep I can go into some of them. Some of them are just thoughts, but I feel like we can talk about habits for a little bit. So, yeah, man, I'm reading this book. Called, what is this? Better Conversations. Something about just having better conversations, more within the context of education, but all the principles and habits and different ways to talk apply anywhere, really, obviously. So I've just been really thinking about, I've only like third of the way through, but some of these practices are just like so simple, but how much of it do we actually do? Like we as in me as well, right? Like I don't have much empathy. Like right now that's just a fact. But one of the things I was listening to today is like empathy is not a static thing throughout your life, right? You can learn empathy. Right, so by doing different types of practices, different types of habits, such as, such as video recording yourself, or even recording yourself, seeing how you talk, seeing how you listen to people, how you don't interrupt, how you ask better questions, active listening, all that. All the cliche type of things, they're true for a reason, right? So I think lately a lot of things have become habitual for me. And so I see myself improving that way, but obviously there's a long way to go. And so sometimes I try, in the past I'm going to stop using we. That's a bad habit. When I say we, I'm like generalizing. So I'm going to say I. This is my eyes. So, these are my eyes. So, I have had a tendency in the past to do a lot of things almost all at once, and then lose interest in them, and then lose motivation, and then not do them ever again, really. And so if it's like working out in college, I do January, February, and then at most by the time spring break rolls around, I'm done. And then I have all this great this routine, this great plan, and I start executing it first few weeks of summer, maybe first few weeks of the fall semester, and then it falls apart a few weeks in, right? I mean, I'm not the only one, but I definitely am a culprit of that. And so I think I just learned that I'm still learning about that, but learning about myself and how to inculcate those, whatever habits I want to. And so just being able to do it steadily. Right, so there's all these things that I want to do. Well, not like incorporate into my daily / weekly / monthly routines. But if I have an ideal day, if I have the perfect day, like, to begin with, it can, like, almost only go downhill from there. It's like, oh, I achieved the perfect day, and then tomorrow I can, like, kind of rest type of thing. It's like you're trying to, work out, like, 1 hour of abs in one day, and then you just, like, kind of break some ribs or, whatever, all that shit. You're just, like, overworking, instead of consistent throughout your life, throughout your days. You're trying to make up for it all at once, and it's not going to work. And so, I first started implementing one or two things, like one meditation in the morning, and then, like, a workout in the evening. And then I added, journaling. And then, after I got comfortable with that, I added a few things within journaling, right, different types. And then added a meditation in the morning, right, and then a workout in the morning. And so, like, slowly building and getting to a point where I'm comfortable and it's become habitual, it's become a routine, then I add that next thing. So that's where I am right now in terms of the habits. So I have, like, a full backlog of habits that I want to incorporate into my schedule, into my routine. And so it just comes with practice. And so I guess going back to the doing it all at once, it's a thing about, I saw this Jay Shetty podcast yesterday a couple of days ago on blue zones. Right, so going back to that workout analogy, people are sitting on their asses for their whole work day, going home, sitting in a car in a commute or whatever it is, sitting down, going home and then resting, watching TV, eating, all sitting down, and then go to the gym for 1-2 hours, if that, right? If there's any physical activity in that person's life, then they're trying to get away with all the non-activity throughout the rest of their day by going to the gym for a couple hours or doing some sort of activity, which is good. But if that's the only activity you're ever getting, so back to the blue zones thing, that's what they found, right? The blue zones are pockets of areas where they have, the longest living people in the world. So it's like a pocket in somewhere Sardinia, I think, in Italy, and then there's one in Okinawa, Japan, one in Costa Rica, one on one of the islands in Greece. They their life expectancy is 90, 95 years old consistently. And some of their, like, the habits that they have, some of them drink wine, they eat meat once, twice a week, whatever it is. But so back to the exercise, they don't work out. They don't go to the gym 1-2 hours a day or whatever it is, because they have mindless activity throughout the day, whether it's they're getting up every 20 minutes and doing something, whether it's going downstairs to get the door or planting seeds, or in the garden, or if it's like walking to the store, walking to the shop. Their daily routine involves them doing something instead of just being in an office, being at the computer, or doing a desk job, and then working for. So all that to say, I can't expect any changes if I go all in on something, at least for me. I can't expect any long-term change. At least it's just like cramming for a test, right? I don't remember any of the shit that I crammed for, right? And if I do, it's just like pure luck. I memorized it so well that it's still stuck with me, right? That's I don't know if that's a good thing, because I'm not sure if I learned anything there. So, all that to say, I can't do. It's better for me to incorporate it slowly, whatever. So having a list of things that I want to do, and slowly incorporating them, and building those habits into my routine. is kind of where I'm at right now. Like, my days are just waking up, doing a little meditation, and then getting ready, going to the gym, or not the gym, just like working out, whatever it is. But like I've added 2 or 3 things in the morning, 2 or 3 things in the evening, and by the time I come back from work, which I'm doing right now, going to work out and do meditation and eat, it's already 9:30, and I only have 1.5 hours, 2 hours to do what I want. So then I just need to get better at habitualizing being productive with those 2 hours that I have left. So 2 hours times 4 or 5 days a week. It's 10 hours, 9-10 hours of things I could be doing. That's non-habitual, kind of. So I don't know. I'm just like kind of rambling at this point. But yeah, back to the better conversations. Like incorporating different things. Crap. Uh-oh. There we go. That was my water bottle. Just like being more aware. I think today, after listening to that audiobook, that chapter today, I was more aware of what in a meeting today, I was aware of something that this coworker said in a meeting earlier this week or last week, and they were a little bit more enthusiastic about my proposal, I guess. And this week I was more. I think I listened better and didn't interrupt as much. I think, interrupted a little bit, even to say like, yeah, I agree, or you're right, or something like that. I think I recognized I did that, so I'm trying to reduce that, showing that I'm actively listening, but also not interrupting. So that's one thing. And then paraphrasing what they say, right? But not like parroting it back. Not using the same words, right? Paraphrasing. And then, so just listening better. So just, hopefully if I do that, so just like the looking back, looking at, and looking ahead type of framework this book mentions. And so I think like journaling helps with that. And like the 3 best things, 3 worst things that I mentioned. So doing all that, I think on a daily level can help me get more empathy, can help me realize spots where I can be a better active listener, be a better communicator, and really listen to what people are saying and not just having it go from one ear and out the other. So yeah, that's where I'm sure I could talk about other things and habits. Yeah, I really don't want this thing to be like look how good I am about all these like great habits that I'm doing, right? I want this more to be almost the opposite of like, these are my pain points, these are my shortcomings, and this is how I'm growing through them and going through them and becoming a better person in whatever arena that is. So whether that's communicating, whether that's spiritual practice, whether that's work, anything. So I like where I'm at right now, but a long ways to go. But I've just realized that. So the other thought I had was like when you think about the great people, like successful people, whatever your definition of success, they don't if you look at their lives, they don't necessarily do anything like amazing, like within the day-to-day type of thing, but it's just the way they operate. And how do they get there? It's because it's a certain mindset, it's a certain lifestyle, and I'm trying to inculcate that, trying to incorporate those small things, learn things from other people, and incorporate that into my daily practices, so that I don't have to think about anything. And at a certain point, it's not about, oh wow, they're doing so much. It's just part of my daily routine. And when that's the baseline, I can only achieve, the things that I want to achieve. So, yeah, that's a nice. So like habitualizing, incorporating good habits sets a lower floor. Ooh, that's a good like tagline for this. Good habits raise the floor. Yeah, and directly, I guess, raise the ceiling as well. So yeah, I think that's a good little. Yeah, it's nice that I have these little epiphany moments, or like moments during these podcasts. It's a live thinking situation. Yeah, so that's what's up. All right, we're at 15-20 minutes, something like that. So I think we're at the quota for habits. I'm sure I'll do another habits thing maybe down the line. So, but this is a first one. But thanks for listening to episode 3 of Size Eyes, looking at habits. I'll see you when I see you.